Well, hey everybody, it's Dr. Carmen Bryan, and this is Car Chronicles. You guys ready? All right, let's do this. For some of you guys, you know, because it took a little while to get away from that narcissist. So whether you discarded or they gave you the privilege of discarding, you know, a lot of you, you know, it's that in and out. You know, 1 minute you want them, 1 minute you don't. You're getting yourself together, then you let them back in. They hoover you. If you continue to do that, you're going to keep on destroying yourself from the inside out. It's like you'll implode eventually, because that's their whole thing, you know, to destroy you from the inside out. And have you ever noticed that, you know, for a lot of you, you've experienced this. And for a lot of you guys, you're experiencing this, but you don't understand what is happening. In your mind, you think you're strengthened enough where you can have a conversation with them and it's not going to bother you. You're not going to be hoovered back in. Nay. You ever notice that, you know, and let me talk to you single parents for just a minute, whether male or female. A lot of times, you know, I have the experience by watching the single females, but the males the same way. But, you know, the single females, you know, you get yourself together, you know, you finally get back on your feet. You know, you got your kids in school, you got them in a good daycare, you got yourself a job, you got yourself a career field, you got yourself something. But you're starting to do it. You're starting to get yourself back on track. You know, your bills are caught up. You know, you're doing this thing. You know, you get food on the table. You know, you may not have everything. But one thing you do have, you have your own place. You have peace and quiet. Your kids are starting to settle down. The kids are happy again. And all of a sudden, you start talking to that narcissist. And when you start talking to that narcissist, a lot of your attention is starting to be focused on that narcissist. Now, all of a sudden, your kids are getting on your nerves. You're short fused. You know, things are not working out like they used to. The kids are getting on your nerves, you know, because the kids are wanting your attention. And kids are very, very sensitive to the fluctuations in your mood, you know, so they're very sensitive, you know, pick up on your mood. You know, children are very sensitive to their parent, especially if they're, you know, you are the caretaker, you are the one, or the custodial parent, you know, they're with you, and they're very, very sensitive to your mood fluctuations. And so you're getting frustrated because you don't realize that you're falling back into the same cycle you were in before. You may not have let them back into the house yet, but you're falling back into the same cycle. Now you're noticing you're waiting for their call. They're not calling like they used to. You're getting frustrated, but now you're excusing to yourself, well, you know, I've already made up in my mind. You know, I already know how it is, so it's nothing new. You know, this is something that is not new. I'm used to this, you know. Yeah, but you're starting to fall back into that same cycle. Now you're getting frustrated. You're short fused with the kids. You know, they call, you're in the middle of cooking. They take precedence. They take priority, because that's how they try to make it. When I call and when I talk to you, whether I come around, I am the priority. It doesn't matter about your kids. They don't care about your kids. Even if they tell you, I want to see my kids, or they're concerned about the kids, and they're calling you and telling you about what you need to do with the kids, and let me talk to them, and you're thinking, well, finally, they're making a move. They're doing something to help me with the kids. You know, no, they're not. They're using it as an excuse. But you notice that your time is being divided between your kids and you. That's not how it was when you finally got yourself together. You know, you wanted to focus on your kids. You wanted to make sure that, you know, your kids get your attention. Your kids are getting, you know, and they were happy. And now you're noticing that the kids are crying a lot. They're agitated a lot because they're mirroring you. They're taking upon your emotions. They are the thermostat in your house. One thing that I noticed as a clinician is that a lot of times when I used to work with kids, I don't work with kids anymore, but I used to try to tell the parents, and a lot of times that's how I figured out the problem was the parent, not the kid. You know, the parents wanted to bring the kids in, and they're 3, 4 years old, and they want me to fix the kids. No, it's not the kids you need to fix, it's the parent you need to fix. And a lot of times the parents are so overwhelmed and so focused on the person that they're trying to impress, to pull, to try to, you know, here you are trying to do whatever you can to appease that narcissist. That means taking away precious time from your children, taking precious quality time away from your children. You wonder why your children are trying to get your attention. And as a clinician, I would notice that children that are acting out in school, children that are acting out at home, you don't have any control in your house anymore because your kids are trying to get your attention whatever way possible. The narcissist is not the only way to get your attention, negative or positively. Children do the exact same thing. If they can't get it in a positive way, your children are going to get your attention in a negative way. And it seems like you will give them more attention attention when it's negative attention, and they're doing things or they're tearing stuff up or they're acting up in school, then you leave your job to come to the school to see what's going on. You're being called into the office. You stop what you're doing in order to go and discipline or chastise your child. But they're getting the attention that they're lacking. They're getting the attention that they want. And this is not positive attention. This is not what you want to. That's how narcissists get attention, positive or negative. And that's what your child is doing, because you have reopened the door thinking that you're more healed than you think you are. And you are not healed. When it comes to no contact, it means no contact. And some of you, yes, you do have children by the narcissist. But you have to learn parallel parenting. There's no such thing as co-parenting with the narcissist. And they'll always take it up a notch as if they're really interested. I am the baby's mama, the baby's father, and I should have say, and I'm telling you, and you're thinking, well, it is the parent. I don't want to take them away from the parent. You know what? The one thing I don't want to say is you're dumb, because I used to be dumb like that too. But the one thing I don't want to say is that you're dumb. So I'm not going to say that you're dumb. I'm not going to say that. Because you're not dumb. You're caught up in your emotions. And if someone calls you dumb, it's not that you're dumb. You're caught up in your emotions. You're caught up into you. And you're not realizing that you yourself have been hoovered, love bombed, traumatized, trauma bonded. Your endorphins, your dopamine, your serotonin, your oxytocin, all over the place. You got back issues. You got stomach issues. So imagine what your children are going through. And their bodies are not even fully grown yet. It's still developing. Imagine a child that's been infected in vitro, for example, while the neurological system is being, formed. The brain is being formed. They're being traumatized inside of your womb while you're being traumatized outside of the womb. So whatever you're going through on the outside of your body, that child is having to go through those emotions in your body. Your the adrenaline is pumping in your system. You're in constant fight, flight, or freeze, and you wonder why your baby is born with colic. You wonder why your baby's stress levels are so high. You wonder why they cry all the time. You wonder why they're so super sensitive to sound. They're startled very easily. And you wondering if the kid got PTSD. They probably do. They've been in warfare inside of your stomach, while you were in warfare outside of the stomach. But they're picking up when you cry, when you're depressed. Those hormones are being released in their little bodies as well. And you wonder how people are born empaths. Well, they didn't go through anything. You don't know what those kids went through inside of your, and you don't, what they felt that you felt on the outside of your body. You walked around and you're depressed. You wonder why they're depressed. You wonder why your child is melancholic. You wonder, melancholic. Yeah, that word. You wonder why your child is an anxious little child. Well, they've been like that ever since they were little. They've always been really anxious. They're really sensitive. They're sensitive to sounds. They're sensitive to people. They're sensitive to their environments. They're probably empaths. They're probably what they are. And they got that inside the womb. Their neurological system has been disrupted. Their brain development has been dysfunction, not dysfunction. Their brain development has been interrupted by the things that mama was going through. Moms, while you're pregnant, you're not just taking care of you, you're taking care of the baby that's inside of you. And when the baby is born, you having a hard time trying to raise the baby because you're wondering what's wrong with the baby. You the reason why something wrong with the baby. You the problem. You is the problem. I know, y'all. I know. Some of these kids come out with allergies you never even heard of. They're coming out with issues, or they're coming out with inflammations in their body and eczema and all sorts of stuff. Now, I'm not saying per research, because I got to research that, but you wonder why your kids are coming out with all sorts of issues, and these are not even issues you can find in your family. You can't even remember who got an allergy in the family, who got this in the family, who got fibromyalgia, who got these inflammations in their bodies, who got the autoimmune diseases. You can't even find it in the family. And then for some of you, you can find it in the family. But these children are being affected inside of the womb, in vitro. And then you have the child and you keep re-exposing them to the trauma you went through while they were inside a place they should have been safe. You keep going back. You got to find some help. You got to reach out. Get you a good therapist. Get you a good coach. Coach is going to take you from where you are to where you need to be. A therapist is going to go and find out what's going on in your past to bring you up to par and then to take you forward. Find yourself a good support group. If you're in the church, go find yourself a good church that believes in family. It's going to teach the Bible. It's going to teach you things about who you are, how powerful you are. Matter of fact, go buy my sister's book, The Indelible Woman. the essence of the aristocratic woman. Go find out who you are. You know, find out how powerful you are. Find out that you are the flavor. You are the seasoning inside the color green, baby. You are the one that creates the colors and the beauty inside of the home. That's you, girl. You ain't got to be arrogant. You just got to be confident. Find out who you are. Go get the books.